are doing fine. I'm Jatin Verma, one of the educators on Unacademy. So today's class is, I would say, the most important class: how to stay focused and not lose track in UPSC CSE preparation. Apart from everything you study, polity, economy, international relations, ethics, or anything for that matter, if you do not have this perseverance in you, if you do not have the uh, the balance of mind, right balance of mind, while preparing anything, while studying anything, be it anything, not just UPSC, so that thing will be this thing, having the patience, perseverance, and persistence. Triple P is very important: patience, perseverance, and persistence. Yes, I'm too loud considering the nature of the class, right? You can lower the volume of your audio device that you're using, right? Or what else? Or you can listen for one ear, bud that you're having. You can remove the one speaker, that will work for you. So coming here, how to stay focused and not to lose track in UPSC CSE preparation. So here, persistence, perseverance, and patience. So patience is, as they say, that a garden is a perfect place to learn about patience, hope, and responsibility. So this UPSC journey of UPSC teaches you that thing only, right? Patience, hope, and responsibility. You have to be patient for your results, or for you to memorize anything, and at the same time you have to maintain calm even during the days when you are not able to push yourselves, even during the days when you have studied so much. You have to be humble, right? So even if sometimes you would feel like you've done a lot of work, or you are the deserving person, then also you have to be humble. You have to keep on studying, right? Okay, so this is there. हिमांशु वाला काम अंगद को बोलना कि जितनी बनती उतनी करेगा. Okay, so this is there. Now coming here, UPSC Civil Services preparation is a journey in itself. It teaches you a lot about your life, about everything, right? About everything that you do. So here it's a journey focused on as much on the learning as the result. So when we think of the result is too much away, too far from us, and at the same time, result is, I mean, precious for us. How to maintain that balance? कि कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि पढ़ने का मन नहीं कर रहा. Some of the days it so happens that you are studying but you are not able to memorize. Sometimes the problem of procrastination is when you keep on delaying कि ठीक है, I will do this later on, I will do this later on. You keep on pushing things to the last date. This is the most common mistake, and this is the mistake which is committed by people who are otherwise very much committed, people who are otherwise very much focused. They would commit this mistake, that they would not be able to study that particular, they would not be able to wind up that target, etc. And the other thing is fear of failure. So sabse pehle, procrastination. Have your deadlines. If you are standing on 5th of November, and if the 5th of November thing, if you think that the thing which you are required to do on 5th of November, you can postpone that to 6th of November, this will not happen, right? Because 6th of November, you should be having another target for 6th of November. So this is the way to avoid procrastination. Procrastination while preparing for UPSC happens when you are having the target for a particular day or week. But if you have joined a test series, or if you are keeping dates with your own timetable, if you are maintaining your own timetable, then this problem would not happen with you. Procrastination majorly happens when you are mainly happens when you are having a very short term target. But if you are having a long term target, So this is there. Procrastination would happen when you are having short term targets, when you are not having medium term target for your preparation, or when you are not having a long term target. So ideally you should be having a target for, first of all, 3 months, 4 months, and then you should be having the target for 1 month. As and when the month starts, for you, for example, you are in the first week of November, so you should be having the target for whole of November. And after having the target for November, you should divide it into weeks, and after dividing it into weeks, you should divide it into days. A particular day, what you would be doing. If you procrastinate that the thing you are if you are required to study chapter 22 of polity on 6th of November, you have no leeway left with you. You would have to do it. Okay, you have no leeway with you. You have to do it, because if 7th of November you are required to do chapter 23, if you procrastinate 22 chapter from 6th of November, you postpone it to 7th of November, then that will affect your target for 7th of November as well, then 8th of November as well. Likewise, this will spill over into the long term plan, which you have to avoid. Right, so this is how you can avoid procrastination. If you would be having the target for just 1 week, then you are bound to push it to Monday, then next Tuesday, then Thursday. Likewise, it will spoil your entire problem. Okay, so this is there. Just 1 minute, guys. Yes, बहुत सारे subjects कैसे manage करें, 2 मिनट रुक जाओ, I'll answer all these things. आशुतोष, वेबसाइट पे 6 मंथ्स की स्ट्रैटेजी आ जाएगी फॉर योर लॉन्ग टर्म प्लानिंग. एज आई एम टेलिंग यू हियर, देयर इज अ वेबसाइट कॉल्ड www.jatinverma.org. काफी नई वेबसाइट है, बट content that we are uploading on my website is quite good. jatinverma.org pe you can read a lot of content there, right? This content would be helpful for you. This content is very crisp and concise, and we are going to upload a 6 month strategy over there as well. Now, coming to this, kai bar fear of failure bogs you down. What happens is, most of the people, they are bogged down by fear of failure. So they will keep on thinking about fear of failure. Ki kya hoga? What if I am not able to clear the exam? Right. So that fear of failure, countering the fear of failure is equally important. How to counter? When I started my journey, I never knew that I would not be able to clear, right? But everything that I studied has added to my personality. Everything that you are studying, even if you would start your own business, even if somebody's father is having a grocery store, the way to expand the grocery store would be very different after you would have prepared for UPSC. The way to manage any business, if somebody's father is jeweler, then the way to manage that jeweler's business would be different. Way to manage your family would be different. You would be a different banker altogether. Even if after appearing for UPSC, you are not able to clear, for example, then also the whatever job, whatever work you would be doing in your life, even if you become a banker or bank PO, then also your approach towards life would be different if you are preparing sincerely for this exam, right? And just bear this fact in your mind that every success has first been created in the mind. Everything was first created, was first visualized, and then it happened. So you have to have the positivity around you. I'm just talking about the general things. Then we would go about the short term targets, micro. Then I'll tell you precisely about the UPSC journey as well. Clear? So everything has got a short term target, a long term target. वो सब चीजें ठीक हैं. But this thing that you first have to have positive vibes around you. When do you develop positive vibes? When you are not thinking negative about your friend who is going to clear. Most of us, we do what? We think negative about our relatives. We think that once I will get into IAS, we will take the age old revenge, or we will do this to our person who had said something wrong about us in the college. When the friends, we think of the friends who used to bully us during the college days. Those are the negative ones, negative electrons you are having. You have to have positively charged particles around you. And in order for you to have positively charged particles around you, you have to think about positivity. If you are thinking negative about others, that let me become an IAS officer and I would do this to that person, I would take that revenge, then certainly you are not going to see that ray of hope for yourself as well. Positivity will not be there in your aura. Understand, this is very important. If you are thinking about positivity, about your relatives, about everybody positively, then only you would be thinking about your success positively, right? So have this positivity. This is going to do wonders for you. Don't think negative, just think that we have to do it. How to be positive is $1 million question here. How to be positive? Basically, I would assume of myself as a person who is already into service. I am already an IAS officer in my own eyes. Now, if some problem, if some news comes that railway accident has happened, I would think about solutions to it. I would think about solutions to it. If some problem has happened, demonetization or anything, we have to think of ways about the problem. If pollution is happening in Delhi, we cannot say that I'm not going to go out, right? When parents underestimate, right? When parents underestimate, it happens. Okay. Yes, every thought, constructive thoughts you have to have. You have to have a positive aura around yourselves. You have to maintain. I used to plant I used to water the plants. Okay, I used to have green plants. I would have a money plant, small things. On days, on I'm not replying to anyone. Tinku, please wait. I'm sorry if you are getting that impression. I'll definitely answer each and every query. Don't worry. So what I used to do was, I would have a piggy bank and I would put some money, 1 rupees, 2 rupees, 1 rupee or 2 rupees, 10 rupees, 5 rupees into that piggy bank, and I would go to some religious place at the end of the month to donate that money, to buy books for the children there, or to cheer up. I would buy the balloons of all the balloons of the person or the child standing at a traffic signal. But everyday gesture of putting that money would keep you positive because you are thinking of doing something for something else. These small activities would go a long way. You can do meditation, you can pray, or you can write an answer. Something else you can do. If you are preparing for UPSC, you can reply to somebody's comment. Somebody who is just a beginner, you know about a book or anything, you can reply to a comment on YouTube, etc. Under the comment, under the videos, or on Quora, you can reply, to somebody who is groping in the dark, right? Within your room, you don't have to jump out. You would definitely feel better. So this is the way to counter your negativity. Okay. Overconfidence kahan se aa gaya? So can you tell something about your journey, how to maintain continuity? As I would tell you my story also. When I came to Delhi for the first time, there are so many Rams here, right? Vaji Ram, then Shri Ram is there. These are coaching institutes. Then there is another institute which is a medical institute called Gangaram, right? Gangaram is a hospital here where people like Sonia Gandhi, etc., are admitted, right? So people first go to Vajiram, then they go to some other Ram, then they go to Shri Ram. Okay, when they are not able to clear, then they finally go to a psychiatrist in Gangaram, right? So I was one of them. Like, I was roaming around like other people, 1,000, 10,000 people, they stay here. Everybody would be like very gambhir. They would be bearing, right? So this is how the story of DNA started, which is what has brought me here. I started doing DNA to feel positive. There is a channel by the name UPSC Dhaba. You can search for that channel on YouTube if you think I'm lying. There were days when I was not able to read the newspaper for my own self. UPSC Dhaba, right? So I was not able to read for my own self, and I had made a pledge that I would start telling others as to what articles are to be read from the Hindu or Indian Express to boost my confidence. Okay, and that is how it started. The desire to help others, brought me here. Yes, so I had started that channel on 9th of March 2017. You can search for it on YouTube, UPSC Dhaba. You will find my voice. It has changed a little bit. So this is how you can begin with it. I'm not saying, I'm just telling you to reply to others' comments. I used to record a video, right? So this is how things happen in your life for a purpose. You can connect the dots, etc. And by the way, if you are asking about me, I was born on 5th of September, the Teachers' Day, right? So it was Teachers' Day on the date of my birth. So that is how things happen, right? Yes, voice is also childish there. So now coming back here, dear friends, what you have to do is these things are very important. Having positive aura, not to think negative about others, trying to help others. And on days, now practically going compulsory. No, it is not compulsory. Coming to Delhi for UPSC CSE preparation is not compulsory at all, especially in the era of internet. Right? Kavita, you can ask your query. I'll reply to you. There are so many comments pouring in, so many names. So that's why. Test did not go well. Mayank Verma, you can write again. It's better to write all the so as many tests as possible. It's better to write as many tests as possible. It's better to have surprises in your own room, study room, rather than having shocks, in your एग्जामिनेशन हॉल. सो बार बार लिखो, हजार बार लिखो, तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है उसमें, राइट? यस. So this is what I keep on repeating if you have been following me. Now, ma'am, please, I have a problem. So repeat 7-day formula. Coaching is not essential. No, Kavita, I'll tell you the story. You have got 5 months, baby. I'll reply to these queries at the end of the class. Please bear with me. Even if you have 5 months, baby, you can still prepare as if you are going to appear this year itself. If you will procrastinate, you would never be able to, then you would not be able to study for these remaining months. Okay. So now coming one by one, on some of the days, there would be days when you would not be able to study. Honestly, there would be days when you would not be able to study. Okay. On those days, you can watch Lok Sabha TV summary, Rajya Sabha TV summary, etc., etc. Fear of failure will bog you down. Then on those days, you can revise things you have already read. Now, let me tell you one way. I'm using this blank slide. There are maximum 60 books, out of which the two most important books are your previous year question bank for prelims and previous year question bank for your mains. Okay, so if you are having these books right in front of you always, okay, you will maintain closer eye on the exam trend. Out of these 60 books, some of them are reference books, some are NCERTs. We have dealt with those books in different lectures, right? NCERT books and reference books. Then apart from these 60 books, what you need is newspaper, the right way to read it. For that, we are going to restart the daily news analysis on channel on one of the YouTube channels. I'll share the link with you. Okay, so just refer to my channel, Jatin Verma's IAS Academy YouTube channel. We are going to start the DNA there with a regularity now. Okay, so this is there. right? So these things are there. So newspaper, etc. Try to stay indoors for 21 days. These 21 days you can change the way you read. You can try memorizing things by mugging them up, by revising, etc., right? So this is how you can do these 21 days. You would feel like crying, you would feel like smashing your head into the wall. These 21 days would be like hellish for you. You would start crying, etc., right? These 21 days would be like pariksha ki ghadi for you. If you are able to push yourself for 20-21 days, then you would develop a habit that you have to stay indoors. You can follow a good mentor, or you should stay connected with a person who can guide you for your preparation, sannyas kind of thing. Then you would develop the habit of staying indoors. Take a walk for 15-20 minutes. Connect with yourself. Okay, try to speak with yourself as to what have you studied. Are you able to do justice with your preparation? Many people, they keep on doing this preparation for preparation. Okay, p for p. They would not actually prepare. So you should give way to your preparation now. Stop collecting books, stop downloading the PDFs, etc. Just focus on your books that you are having. Start reading an NCERT, stick to that NCERT, be it of modern history or political science, until you have finished it. Okay, until and unless you have finished it, stick to that book. You can finish off any book that you have in not more than 7 days. Okay, be ruthless to yourself. Now I'm sharing a story of an IAS officer. I would not be able to name him, right? So he was having a job in America in some MNC. He was working with his girlfriend there, and the girlfriend was IAS officer's daughter, right? Girlfriend was IAS officer's daughter. Guy and girl, they both were working. They were from Mumbai. Yeah, the guy got, I mean, the girl was called up by the father. Girl told that I want to marry this boy who's named B, and girl was G. IAS officer father said, okay, you come back to Mumbai, we will get you married. So somehow the girl was convinced by the father that she wants to, father wanted the girl to marry an IAS officer whose name had already appeared in the list. Girl herself was made to quit the job, well paying job in MNC, right? MNC. Okay, crores of package it was, lakhs of package per month. So girl left her job. Boy was in, broken heart and all. So he wanted to become IAS officer now because he was heartbroken. He was shattered. So he came to Delhi and he paid his fee to the one of the prominent institutes here. I will not be able to name that institute. So he went to the owner or the managing director or the chairman of that institute, and he said that I don't have the time to attend these classes, etc., because my girlfriend would get married in next 1 year, because this guy was training then. The IAS officer with whom she was about to be with whom she was engaged, that IAS officer was already into probation training and all. So he wanted to marry after training. So this guy was having pretty less time. So he went to the managing director of the institute. Managing director said that you've got just managing director said, okay, I give you this book. The book was DD Basu, Indian Polity. And if you can come back to me after 1 week, having thoroughly read this book, then I'll be your Dronacharya, right? Then only I would be your Dronacharya. So this guy was thorough with the book, and he went to that teacher, and teacher said, okay, teacher started with the basic questions. The guy started answering with due humility. And then teacher gradually upgraded the, no, this is not about this. This is not about any movie, right? So guy read this book DD Basu, and then teacher started escalating the quality of the questions, etc., right? Then the questions became difficult, and he kept on answering and answering and answering. Then that teacher, he himself is a crorepati here, right? Now This guy went to the interview level, mains level interview level, and he got a rank under 50, 50. Then that girl approached him, and girl also, she told her father that, look, this guy has now cleared IAS. I want to break this engagement and I want to marry him. Right. So basically, this guy now said that, are you going to marry an IAS or are you going to marry me? Right. So this girl said, no, I want to marry you. So he concocted a drama. He went to the UPSC, he went to DOPT. He said that, I'm going to resign IAS. I just cleared IAS for you. Ask your father, would he be ready to marry me? Would he be ready to give your hand into my hands? So this girl said, okay, yes, I'll ask my father. He had submitted the resignation, and DOPT takes at least 7 days to accept the resignation, etc. He had submitted the resignation duly knowing about this service rule, that resignation letter would not be accepted for 7 days. Within those 7 days, that IAS person who got selected, he can rethink his decision, right? So that he had resigned and the love was tested, girl was by his side only, and then they both got married and he is into service now, right? So these things are there and these things are really true. Yes, this is a real story. I do not give here the fake stories. So a person who is heartbroken, if he could read a DD Basu in 7 days, why can't you? You are not heartbroken. It's not always necessary to break your legs or break your hearts to clear UPSC, right? So this is what you have to have in you. This is just a small story. Now we'll fill in the details. Every goal, every big thing or small thing, ISRO missions, etc., they have been done with a story. I mean, they have been done with a vision in mind. Even if this Unacademy had got started, even if anything has happened, everything started with very small step, but with a vision. If you have the vision and if your steps are small, even if they are baby steps, you are bound to reach your destination, right? So ऐसा नहीं है कि मतलब, it's not, it would not always be the case. Einstein और जो भी हैं, या फिर the person who elected who invented the electricity, okay, who invented electricity, he failed 16 times, and then finally the bulb under which you are studying got invented, right? Here we are not going to talk about the scientific studies or Nobel Prize. Yes, Thomas Alva Edison, so he basically failed 16 times. He had wasted 5 precious years of his life. 821160. He failed 16 times and then he was able to do this. So here you have got just 6 attempts. Yes, even more than that. Abraham Lincoln, he lost 13 elections in one go. Amitabh Bachchan, so many movies were flop in, in a serial order sequence, consecutive flopping of movies. That did not dissuade him. So every big character had to pass through the struggle. So you have to set a dream, goal, vision. You have to be very clear as to why you are preparing for UPSC. Okay. They found their mistakes. My dear friend, everything in this world has got a preparation. Even if war. Today, war also could be prepared. Disasters which are unpredictable, we are today talking about disaster management. Monsoon which is unpredictable, we are able to predict that to even 10%. So mistakes you have to identify. The more the time you spend on your table, the more would you be able to find out your mistakes and all. So the journey starts with 60 books plus 2 most important books, the previous year question banks, plus the newspaper every day. If you have this right, if you have a fixed routine that you would be reading newspaper from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. in the morning, okay, and then if you write on a daily basis, and if you are reading the newspaper, you are reading between the lines, keeping in mind what is being asked by UPSC in the prelims exam. And then every day, if you are writing 1 or 2 answers, you would be able to clear it. Right, rest assured. It might take some time, but success would be yours. You have to bear in your mind. Be specific on what you want to achieve. Don't have too many books on your table. That would turn you away. Don't have a library that I have to have this book, I have to order this book. Don't be like the most sought after customer of Amazon. And don't try to spend too much time on internet. How to avoid boredom while reading in repeat mode. How to avoid, in order to avoid the boredom while reading again and again. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to put your hand on something you are reading, hide it the way you used to do it in your examination. Okay, many people, this is a very good question, how to avoid the boredom while you are reading something. While you are reading something, you can avoid the boredom by doing this, by trying to memorize things. If you would do this thing that you would start reading the same thing from another book, this is the worst mistake that you can commit. Stick to that book until you become perfect in that, until you have memorized it by your heart. Yes. Okay, if you will start, this happens with everyone. I would first read from India since independence, then I would feel bored, then I would switch to India after Gandhi. Okay, I am not going to answer questions for now. I will allocate 15 minutes. So please don't waste your energies, Nikhil, etc. Please listen to what I am saying now. This class is for motivation and everything, how to stay focused. So you are trying to distract me. How can I do injustice with the topic of the class today? Topic is to stay focused. So I have to stay focused, right? In order for me to explain to my students how to stay focused. Please understand that. Now, so be specific on what you want to achieve. Have crystal clear target. Day one, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Every day you can study. You can study 2 or 3 subjects. Just 1 minute, guys. Hello. Hi, Abhishek. ठीक है अभिषेक, ठीक है, ओके। So sorry guys, sorry for this issue. Actually, there was a call from Unacademy only, so we have to attend these calls. Yeah, I'm so sorry for this break in the continuity. So this vision thing you have to have first of all. I'm extremely sorry. Take up one idea, make that idea your life. Think of it, dream of it, live on that idea. Let the brain, muscles, nerves, every part of your body be full of that idea, and just leave every other idea alone. So first of all, you have to think of the solutions to the problems that we are facing in our country, right? There would be phases when you would be facing the problems in your family are there. So there would be problems in your personal relationships, right? So those things are there, but the most important problem is inaction. Inaction, distraction भी ठीक है, सबसे पहले आता है inaction, फिर आता है distraction, right? Inaction is the worst disease you can have in your any part of your life, whatever you are doing. Inaction नहीं होना चाहिए. Distraction and inaction, these two are the main प्रॉब्लम्स. ओके, डिस्ट्रैक्ट हो गए कई बार क्या होता है, आई विल टेल यू प्रैक्टिकल थिंग. 15 से 20 मिनट्स किसी का स्पैन ऑफ अटेंशन होता है, 15 मिनट्स टू 20 मिनट्स. somebody else's span of attention is let's say 5 minutes. 5 minutes के बाद psychology says that you will get distracted, you would go adrift. Even if you are studying, after 5 minutes you would think of something for 15 seconds. It has been observed in history that people whose span of attention was very good, when they got distracted into alcoholism, they got distracted into drugs, they went into depression. People who have a very good span of attention, let's say if their span of attention is 7 days, there are doctors who can study for 7 days. But if a person who can continue at a stretch for 7 days, if he would not get some result, or if he would not be able to come back on the track, or if he has not got the rewards of his hard work, then he would go distracted, he would get distracted and he would never come back, right? That has been observed. That has been observed in many areas of life. Agar your span of attention is 7 minutes only, you would be a creative person. I'm saying that, okay? Just this has generally been observed. So what you have to do is you have to have a span of attention. After that, you would need a break. Study for 45 minutes, 1 hour till the time you are studying. Take a break of 5 to 7 minutes. Listen to a song or do whatever you wish to do. Clear? Right? So these things are there. Now, if you would think that you would be able to study for 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, you would see that your output level would go down. Your output level would be like coming down like this. In the first 1 hour, you would be reading 10 pages. In the next 1 hour, you would be reading 8 pages. In the next 2 hours, you would be reading 6 pages, 3 pages. So it's better to take a break after every 45 minutes to 1 hour. Those things are there, right? Clear? So these things are there. So this is there. Now, small targets. Once you have your vision well defined, start working on a time bound strategy to achieve it. You have to have vision without a timeline is like blurred vision or elusive. So don't be elusive here. You have to have a vision, well defined vision. ब्रेक के बाद प्रोडक्टिविटी लो रहती है तो ब्रेक कुछ ऐसी होनी चाहिए. यू कैन हैव अ लुक एट योर एटलस मैप एटसेट्रा. राइट? सो दिस इज देयर. Clear? So you can have a look at your Atlas map, or you can listen to AIR FM summary 106.4. Something like that should be there. ना उसके बाद भी अगर दिक्कत रहती है कि विजन के मतलब ब्रेक लेने के बाद भी, then you have to think about yourself. Okay, I am a tea holic person. I am a tea addicted. So what I do is I would take multiple cups of tea. After every 1.5 hours, I would need a cup of tea. So this is my distraction, right? After that, I would treat myself with a nice cup of tea after having finished my first target of the day, newspaper, etc. Okay, inaction मतलब आगे ही नहीं बढ़ना. Inaction का मतलब ये रुके हुए हो, काम ही नहीं कर रहे हो. Action breeds confidence. Inaction bogs you down. Inaction would develop some sense of inferiority complex, right? So those things are there. How to stick to timetable? Have the timetable for one day, then week, then month, and likewise. Okay, if you are able to have target for your 1 month, then you would not spill over. You would not think of the target of then you would not postpone the thing you are required to do on day 1 to day 2. Clear? So this is there. Now, the vision must be broken down into piecemeal targets that can be achieved on a daily, weekly, or fortnightly basis. So, with this vision in mind, with this idea in mind, we are starting on www.jatinverma.org. Pe. We are starting a 60-day plan, 180-day strategy, jatinverma.org. Pe. 60 day 80 day strategy 180 day strategy रहेगी, उसको आप फॉलो कर सकते हो, राइट? Yeah. So this is there. Now, chalk out specific goals and ensure you fulfill them. Chalk out the specific goals and ensure that you fulfill them. Right? If you're not fulfilling your goals, you are doomed to failure. Right? तो ये सब चीजें हैं. Yes, I should not leave. When is the देखो एक सिंपल सा मंत्रा है, this too shall pass. There will be days of struggle, but you always have to remember this too shall pass, like the old days of your board exams have passed away, right? So this too shall pass. Too much of rigidness might also break you down. Yes. Okay, Manas, this request I'm listening since days. Okay. Now coming here, scheduling projects, this calendar commitments you have to have. Schedule करोगे पहले calendar के साथ में commitments, projects. How will I be able to fulfill these? This schedule. Then ड्रीम्स, अब अगर क्यों, कैसे अपने आप को प्रोपेल करोगे? इफ यू थिंक अबाउट फैमिली, नो, if you would think about your family, that you are going to become an IAS for your family, etc., you would not be able to continue for a longer time. If you think about being an IAS officer for leading a quality life, this is also personal. I mean, this is something which will keep you on the works. Why do you want to become an IAS officer? Basically, this would give you a good quality of life. You have to admit, you need recognition, be blunt about it, right? So today, if you are not able to attend your family functions, etc., if you are not able to attend your friend's birthday, if you are not able to go to wedding parties your family is invited to, because you need a larger recognition, you need recognition for being a part of something. Okay, personal reasons, or best thing is you would be able to read good quality books. So in order for you to have all this good quality book, you would be able to go to foreign countries, etc. You can make these kind of sketches while you are getting distracted, to make yourself remind of what is going to be your reward. Okay, if you think that you are going to be, so if you think that you would get this thing like a free lunch, there is nothing called as a free lunch. You have to believe that you are already an IAS officer. All that is required of you is to read M Lakshmikant. All that is already एक IAS officer हो, right? बट आपसे क्या क्या अपेक्षा है कि एक आपको एम लक्ष्मीकांत पढ़ना है, एक आपको इंडिया सिंस इंडिपेंडेंस पढ़ना है, मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री आपको याद होनी चाहिए. बस ये सोचो कि ऑलरेडी तुम वहां हो, बस ये सारी फॉर्मेलिटी तुम्हें पूरी करनी है. जैसे एग्जाम की तैयारी जब हम कर लेते हैं, व्हेन वी हैव ऑलरेडी प्रिपेयर्ड आवरसेल्व्स फॉर द एग्जाम, but we have not actually filled up the form. What would you do? You have to fill up the form. Likewise, you have to fill your brain, you have to fill your brain with these details. Article 203 क्या है, article 212 क्या है, ये सब चीजें दिक्कत हो जाती है, right? Purpose, क्या पर्पस है, क्या बनना चाहते हो? IAS is just one objective, something to be there. Fear of failure को conquer करने के लिए, just think that it is an exam only. It is nothing more than that. Clear? It can. Interesting question. So even the Siri is saying that this is an interesting question, right? सेल्फ डाउट वगैरह ये आता है कि आपको ये सोचना है कि यू हैव रेड दिस बुक, यू नो अबाउट नेक्सलिज्म, यू नो अबाउट सोशलिज्म इन आवर कंट्री. ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर मेकिंग योर intellect level elevated. You are adding something to your thinking, understanding, looking at things. You are looking at things from a multiple point of view. A common person will see at Mr. Modi from just one perspective, charisma. You would be able to see his policies, you would be able to criticize him, you would be able to say something positive, you would be able to know his economic knowledge about economics, etc., right? Right, so these things are there. Okay, so you would be able to have multiple perspectives, and this is like a punarjanm in itself, right? So this is there. Now coming here, how to really achieve your goals. Make sure your goals are specific. Specific means you are going to read fundamental rights. This is not specific. Fundamental rights could be read from DD Basu. Fundamental rights could be read from M Lakshmikant, or from your coaching notes, Jatin Verma's notes, or anything. So you have to be specific that you are going to read it from what source. And your goals have to be specific. Within how many hours are you going to read it? 4 hours or 5 hours? Okay. After that, in order to be